Good morning.
Good morning.
It's CPR Chick. No, it's not CPR Chick. It's Chick Picker. What the heck?
I don't know.
It's Chick Picker or Salary and Valerie. Valerie and Sally. I don't know.
Valerie and Salary.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Dusty calls us.
Hope everyone's doing great today. It's March 1st, one day closer to spring. Yay! It's kind of cool here this morning. It's like 34 degrees
Yeah,
or something.
it's raining right now, but it's supposed to change over to snow soon. We're supposed to get like 6 inches today.
Yay!
The road commission guy, he comes in at night to get his water. And me and him, we just sit back and forth and we're like, bitching about the weather, I'm hating on the weather. It's just funny.
No, we have, let's see here. I'm trying to get to the chat so I can see who's talking. Good morning, everyone. I feel like I gotta sneeze.
Sorry, I have people in my kitchen being loud.
Don't you hate that?
Are you gonna do it? You do it more than I do. I don't hardly ever do that.
What?
Feel like I have to either I'm gonna sneeze or I'm not. It's like I never have like a moment to where it's like I have to sneeze. It's not. I never have that.
It happens to me all the time. I think, dang it! You psyched me out. Nikki, I tried to send you a message. Yeah, I tried to get it out and it was like once I reached for the tissues, it was like it was right there and then it was gone. That'll happen. It'll just sneak up on me again.
It was funny. Or just send Nikki her link.
Mama, send it to her again. Okay.
85 in Kakalaki.
Nikki, it's on its way.
I don't know what a Kakalaki is.
I don't know what that is either. Kakalaki. Sounds like some place in
North Carolina, maybe.
Maybe.
I think that's where Fishing and Pickens from.
No.
It'd be good.
So,
sorry.
We need to think of a challenge for the week.
Yeah.
I think we should have challenges every week. I think it's
I think so too. I think it's inspiring.
A what?
I think it's inspiring.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Don't make that face at me, lady.
What?
Inspiring.
Kakalaki means Carolina. Oh, okay. Well, glad I know.
I see.
Gotta learn that.
So
Carolina
what were you thinking then?
Language.
Anything special?
I don't know. What do y'all think? What kind of a listing do you want to do? I was thinking 50.
50 for everybody?
Yeah. So we could
Yeah.
do 50 for the full timers and 25 for the part time. I was going to say the handicap, but that didn't sound right.
Oh shit, I'm gonna get shit for that. I seriously, I used to take care of developmentally disabled people, so I'm allowed to do that. That's just like the thing is like I can say, you know, I can make fun of black people because I dated a black person once or something. You know.
Oh my God.
I know I'm gonna get in so much trouble. I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings out there. I love developmentally disabled people. They're awesome. They're the bomb. But it is funny sometimes to make fun of them. Just like some you don't even know because there's some developmentally disabled people that make fun of normal people
Oh, I'm sure.
the way that they, you know, the way that they do things. So I don't even want to hear it.
I am
I've
sure.
I've been in that game for a long time, so I heard a lot of stuff. Valerie was in that game for a while too.
Yeah. Nikki, did you get your link?
Oh, we're on the list now, huh, Alan?
Oh,
Whoops.
yeah.
Sorry.
We in trouble.
When are we not?
True enough. That's how we roll. If we're not in trouble, we're doing something wrong. That's what I say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it doesn't sound very exciting, to do listing challenge or whatever, but I don't really know how to put a spin on that. So if y'all have any ideas, send them all over. Because, I mean,
Yeah, I know that it's hard to think of different ones because we do them every week.
or maybe just, attempting to, like the full timers list 25. No.
No, you need to list more than that.
Well, I know, but I was thinking per day. If you can go through, say today is Wednesday, and by next Wednesday, you can list 10 items per day, every day. That's going to be 70 items that you're going to
Yeah.
be listing, right?
Mm-hmm. Monday through Sunday, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Let's see. Actually, it'd be 70 because you wouldn't have anything on that Wednesday. So that's pretty good. If you could do, I think that's a good challenge. What do you think, y'all?
So are part timers doing 5?
You can do 5. Part timers can do 5.
So that'll be 35 in 1 week.
Right.
I think that's a good place to start for me.
Yeah.
Um, I did like 10 yesterday, but I was very proud of myself, and I already like started drafts. Like I actually took some pictures first of these hats that I had, and I um brought them over, put them on my desk, and listed them. And so I just had to like kind of send them through this morning.
Right.
I didn't really have to do anything, but I already have a couple for that one. Pumas of
So
products and tigers of trade.
he always comes up with the best names.
I know. Your death pile only has 486 items. What will you do?
Sounds like you need to go shopping.
Oh
Sounds
no.
like you need to go treasure hunting. And I don't know if everybody knows. Yeah, because y'all are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't understand, Michelle. Why not a daily challenge like 10 for Tuesday? So,
Um,
so the challenge, what I'm saying is, if you can do 10, the full timers do 10 listings per day for 1 week. So that's going to be from Wednesday to Wednesday. Actually, it's going to be Wednesday to Tuesday.
yeah.
And then the part timers, 5 per day for 7 days. So that'll be 35 in 7 days.
Or it's however you look at it. Like some people just see themselves as part-time. Like Eric, he sees himself as part-time.
Right.
So
And that's fine. I mean,
it's not a definite like you have to do this way.
no,
You can
I'm
you can do
just,
whatever you want, but
yeah. I mean, if you want to be like like Dusty and be an overachiever, you could do, try for 20.
yeah.
Hey there, Thrifty Living. Good to have you here. I've watched a couple of your videos. Um,
Well, she makes videos.
yeah, she has some videos. She's a full-time teacher.
Oh, cool.
So, and then she does this on the side. She moonlights. I always like that word. I don't know why, but it sounds like you're doing something wrong. That must be why I like it. So for me, today starts. I have a personal goal that I'm going to do for the month, and it's kind of scary. Not scary. I just am worried that I'm not going to be able to do it.
Well, it might take you a little while to like get there, you
Yeah.
know? It really might. I mean, it might not be just snap and you can get 33 in a day, you know?
Yeah. So my goal for March is to do 1,000 listings. Yes, you can put your jaw back up.
Mm. I know my jaw dropped at first.
That's a lot of listings.
It
But
is, but people do it
I
all
could do it.
the time.
I could do it. That's 33 listings a day,
Yeah.
every day. So my theory is, you know, uh, try to list a few, and I've already listed 2 this morning. Try to do 10 in the morning, 10 at noon, and 10 in the afternoon. That's 30, and then 3 in the evening.
By then, you should be a pro. All in one day, you should be a pro.
So I have the inventory too. I have more than enough. Yeah, I know, Silver Hair Stacker. 1,000. That's, the thing is I am full time, and I haven't been acting like I'm full time. I've been acting like I'm on vacation, and that's not that's what I need to be doing. So, and I have a lot of bread and butter items. A lot of my items aren't high dollar, but if I could sell if I can sell 100 of a $10 item, $100, right? No, $1,000. Get my thinking cap on here. Yeah, I know. I can't do
What were you
Netflix.
saying?
I'm not doing. Huh?
What were you saying, that if you sold an item for $100?
No, if I did 100 items at $10, that would be $1,000.
Yeah.
I was like, $100. Well, that don't make no sense. It's too early in the morning.
I was just trying to get it.
You will, Michelle? That's awesome. She's gonna join me.
Awesome.
That is great.
Didn't somebody else say that they were going to join you yesterday?
Yes, and I can't remember who it was. Dang it.
Was it you, Sherry? I can't remember who it was either. Who was it? I'm going to try for 16. That way, that's what I told Valerie anyways. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try for 16 in one day, so that it can start building up my, not building up my listings, because I have like almost 500 listings in my store. But just so that like that video I was talking about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy, he went in and he said, okay, this is how many I have now. This is how many sales I need to make this much money. So this is how many I need to list. So I kind of went through my numbers and just extended, like I think I tripled it to what I'm making now to what I want to be making. I would be tripling the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make me have to do 16 a day. I think that's the number that I came up with. It sounds right anyways. And that is 112 a week. 16. Yeah, that's 112. Which, it's crazy to think that, I might possibly be able to get that amount, but.
And you have the inventory.
Oh yeah.
You definitely have the inventory. I mean, that was one thing that Jason asked me yesterday. He said, do you have the inventory to do that? And I do. I have I have probably 4 totes of just shoes alone. Plus, I have another pile of shoes. I have probably clothing. I probably have another 10 totes of clothing. Um, I have about probably 6 boxes of miscellaneous items. Um, so I definitely have the inventory.
I'll be right back, Valerie.
Okay.
Dusty says I have 2 shoes.
On my 2 feet. You're crazy. We know that. I cannot remember who that was. Do y'all remember who said that they wanted to do that? I can't remember. Was it Patty Morris? I can't remember. I don't think it was Patty. I could be wrong. Nikki, I'm going to try again. I don't know why it's not going through. I'm going to try it again. Let's see. Yeah, Michelle, later this morning, I'm taking a big batch of pictures. Silver Hair Stacker says I have 25 suits and 200 Cato women's wear unlisted. Well, that's a good start right there. So let me go over the challenge. So the challenge is, drum roll. I guess I could have probably done the effects on the thing. So challenge is full-time, 10 listings per day for 7 days. Every day for 7 days. So that's going to get you 70 listings in 1 week. And, you know, if possible, try to do them daily. I think you have better results if you have the activity in your store rather than, you know, say save them all up until Tuesday night, and, you know, kick them out right at the last minute. You're not going to get that's not what gets you the sales, or that's not what gets you the views and the sales. It's the consistency. So it's being active in your store, you know, doing things with your store, your listings. I think that has a lot to do with it. And if eBay sees you in your store every day working on it, I think you get a better, you get higher up in the search, and people see your items. Let's see. So again, I get sidetracked. Sorry. 10 items for full timers, 10 items a day for 7 days. And then for the part timers, we'll do 5 items per day for 7 days. Let's see if you can do that. The thing is that I want to make the goal realistic. So
yeah, unlike Sally's challenges.
Well, I mean, I do the same thing. You know, I get overzealous, and you know, most of the time when I say, you know, let's do 100 listings, I usually get about a quarter of those. Something happens, you know, I have an excuse or whatever, and I feel like, you know. So how are you this morning?
I'm up. I actually was up at like 7. but I went back to sleep. It's raining, so it's like dreary outside. So it's
good sleeping weather.
stuff
Yeah,
to
I
do.
sent you another one just so you know.
Hmm.
I sent Nikki another. She for some reason she can't get on today, so
I sent it to her. Which one worked? Did mine work?
Yeah, yours worked. I guess
What?
Dusty likes me better than Valerie.
No, the one you sent was too long, Valerie, and I don't know why. It's done that 2 days in a row. And
She
what you end up having to do, what I end up having to do is take, okay, where it says https:// hangouts.google.com, blah, blah, blah. Take everything from there to the question mark. And that's your actual link. Get rid of everything after the question mark.
She doesn't
Oh,
send me.
that's weird.
She just calls me.
Yeah, I don't send Nikki the link at all.
Oh. Oops. Well, I did it. Sorry.
Usually the links don't work for me unless they're in YouTube. For some reason, yours work though.
I don't know. I'm confused.
maybe her Google Hangout's confused.
I'm the problem child.
That's okay.
Sometimes it's just weird. All right, so 10 a day. I like that challenge because that's like a slow and steady wins the race, and like you were saying, like that's gonna help with search stuff. So I like that.
Yeah.
Plus, that Sally didn't come up with it, so I like it better.
500.
What was that?
Nothing.
What was that, Dusty?
Nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A sphincter says what?
It's a very doable challenge. There's no reason why somebody can't do it. You know.
Yeah.
Truth. Are we allowed one cheat day? Like I had to go get my tonsils removed that day or something like that. I mean,
Sure.
is there like an emergency? Can we have one cheat day or not? Or does that have to be also?
Yeah, you can have a cheat day.
Like a diet.
You can have a cheat day. They just can't all be, you can't all be.
cheat days.
Oh, when did the challenge start?
Now.
Okay,
Today.
I'm kidding.
Crunch time.
No, I'm gonna do the list. I'll
Yeah. Today, because I already listed some, so that has to count.
That's bull hockey crap. No.
I went to a thrift store yesterday.
I thought you
Wow.
don't go to thrift stores.
What?
I thought you didn't go to. I need to get my grammar right. I thought you didn't go to thrift stores.
I very rarely do. And yesterday I was like waiting for my husband in town, and I was like really bored, and I was like, well, they had like 50% off of white tag clothing, but I don't do clothing. It drew me in anyways, and I got everything but clothing.
What you get?
So what'd you get?
I got some hats. I got some flatware, some silver plate. I got some hot dog tongs. I got a music book that Amazon said it was worth like $45. But here I didn't look and see if there was any rank. So I think it's one of those ones that have never sold. So I put it up there for less to see if I can get somebody to take it. I don't know. Otherwise, I only spent 99 cents on it. So if it doesn't go, no big deal.
Yeah.
I got some yarn for me. Nothing really. See, that's why I hate going to the thrift stores, because there's nothing there. Nothing worth a crap, you know. I mean, it's all.
You found some wiener tongs though.
Yeah, I did. I found 2 pairs. You know, that's at least a $10 bill, if not more. So each, but and I paid like 25 cents for them. You know, so I'll take $10 or $12 or some of these aren't the ergonomic ones, so I'll only get $10 to $12 for them. The ones that are bent funny, then I get like 12 to 14.
Silver Hair Stacker said the hot dog tongs will be a good match for the back scratcher.
Yeah. That was the other day when we went to that chili feed. Speaking of wieners, we went to that chili feed, and this one person, their chili was kielbasa in it,
Uh-huh.
and it was so funny because I said something about, I said instead of wiener water, I said it's kielbasa water, and my dad goes, hey, you want to have some wiener water soup? And I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know my 73-year-old dad knew about wiener water soup. I don't know. Just funny hearing him say that. I don't know.
What is wiener water soup?
Haven't you ever seen that video about wiener water soup? The song?
No.
There he is. Look it up.
You say that I have.
I think it came out of a movie or something, wiener water soup. It was funny. Anyways, I just didn't think my dad knew about wiener water soup.
Oh my god.
Because it's like all the young people that are talking about, you know, singing that song and stuff. But anyways, it's funny. I guess you had to be there. Thing was, is the priest was sitting at our table. He's a card too. He's not your normal priest. You can talk to him, and he's not all thinks he's better than everybody. You know?
Judgmental.
Yeah, he's not judgy. He's
Oh, good lord.
yeah. You know, he tells you about how he got pulled over for speeding coming down Cody Street, and the cop saw who he was, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," you know, and the priest is like, "Well, no, I expect to be treated just like anybody else," you know. He's just a nice guy.
I like your house, Nikki. Thanks for posting that.
Oh,
So I was trying to establish if it was on a hill.
yeah, it is.
Okay, so
Look,
see, it's perfect.
my road
'cause you got
goes
20 acres, so you can see the zombies coming.
exactly. My road goes up. I'm on the top of 2 hills.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and yeah, so I can see when the zombies are coming. That's why I said everybody's coming to my house when the zombie apocalypse happens. We'll build walls and we'll be like Herschel.
Well, don't lose your leg.
What do you say, Tara?
But don't lose your leg.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm not as strong as he is. If I lose my leg, I'll probably be just cut my throat.
Who's Herschel?
He's that guy way back in Walking Dead. That when they were in the prison.
The
The old
guy
guy?
in prison. Oh, wait a minute.
His dad, he got bit. Then they had to cut his leg off. It's old enough, I think, that anybody that watches Walking Dead wouldn't be a plot.
Well, was he the old guy? Oh, he was the old guy from the farmhouse.
Yeah, the old guy.
Yeah, he used
Yeah.
to on the farm.
Yeah, they need to get rid of him. He was just excess baggage.
Maggie's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he was slowing everybody down. Wow, can't remember his name. That's wild. Y'all have some good memories. So we watched what is today? Tuesday, Wednesday?
Today's
We're like a day
Wednesday.
behind on Walking Dead, so we watched our other episode. Did we watch it last night?
Night before, maybe.
I don't remember what we did. But anyhow, we started watching Z Nation, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
It's corny.
Yeah, it's kind of campy, but kind of good. I mean, it's one of those, it's made by Sci-Fi, so it's not going to be too great.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny though. I watch it.
I figure out which one of these glasses I like better.
Yes.
It doesn't make it any better if you wear two at one time.
No, I'm trying to think.
I was gonna ask, does that work? Because sometimes mine doesn't seem like it works good enough, and so maybe I need two pairs.
I was at an auction, and the ring man was wearing two pairs of glasses. Because Jim's like, "Oh my God, I don't think that's gonna help you call bids." He was actually wearing two pairs of glasses.
Hey, it actually, everything's really clear. Is that normal?
I don't know. I never tried it.
That means it's. I don't know what that means.
Are they just readers?
Yeah, they're just Walmart
Maybe-
readers. And they're not very strong anyhow.
Maybe you have one that's like for seeing far away and one that's for seeing close, and they just kind of even out each other.
Man, I ain't kidding. Look, I got hairy palms. Just kidding.
Get those Coke bottle glasses.
Wow, that's pretty amazing, though. It's got me worried.
There's this guy at the Steam show that makes us laugh all the time because he wears two pairs of bibs.
Oh, really?
So that when he's done working and we have dinner at night, he can take off one pair of bibs and he's got the clean pair underneath.
Probably gets kind of hot with two pairs of bib overalls on in the summer. Holy Christ!
Oh, I know, that too.
No.
Wow.
Hump day. It's the hump day.
I don't know what that was. It was an entrance to a video.
Easy Street.
No, it's not. Although I did find that song, it was like was that the Andrews Sisters or something? And I found the same version that they played when they like had what's his name in prison, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Earl.
And I wasn't gonna say names because Jason's like 2 seasons behind. So anyhow, we're laying in bed one night and I just start playing it really loud. Tristan's like, "Oh my God, really?" Oh crap.
I need to put that as my ringtone. Oh my God, that would make me so sick. I don't like that song anymore. That was from, what was that? Is it Who's the Boss? Tony Danza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a different Andrew Sister song. That wasn't Easy Street, wasn't by. What's from Who's the Boss?
Huh?
What?
What?
What was from Who's the Boss? You need to wake up.
It was that Easy Street. I'm awake. I've been awake since 5 o'clock.
I don't remember Easy Street being on Who's the Boss.
Easy Street. Hold on. Google don't lie. Easy Street. Who sings it? Wow. Apparently, I'm not the first one to do that.
I have Easy Street as my ringtone on my phone.
Do you?
From The Walking Dead, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was Who's the Boss.
It's by the Collapsible Hearts, I think. I have it on my feed.
Yeah, that was the entrance to Who's the Boss.
Yeah, I'm talking about Easy Street.
Didn't they also sing Lickety Split? Where's Jim when I need him as my backup?
He's in the kitchen getting cereal.
He's in the kitchen putting up a deer head.
Hot box.
Hot box. That's right. Oh.
Speaking of hot box,
You know it. Well, actually, maybe not quite. Oh, sexy girlfriend.
oh my
Going on,
gosh,
peeps.
not a whole lot.
Having some fun today.
Well, that's cool.
Easy Street.
Yeah, everybody seems to be in a good mood.
Cool. I totally just woke up.
I'm interested in buying this item, but eBay is saying it is going to cost US $21 to post to Australia via the global shipping program. Would you be prepared to post it via regular US post, not via the global shipping program? And if so, how much would you charge?
No, and no.
Right.
No. You know what? Even like
Doesn't sound that bad for global shipping.
do what?
Actually, the $21 doesn't sound that bad for shipping through global shipping.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, let's assume, and this is actually something really, really lightweight. It's going to have to go like 4-ounce package or whatever. You know, it's going to be first class package. But even then, I think they're probably what, $12, $13 to Australia just for.
No, it is. It's a United Kingdom satellite. Because if you get Canada, United Kingdom, or Australia, you're going to wind up with these that new value added tax, and that's where they get mad and they don't pick up the item at customs. And that's what happened. That's why I switched to global shipping. Any UK or UK satellite country, you wind up with the VAT, and they get mad because they got to pay the extra fee. And one lady had to refund her some money because she said, "Well, that's not what I was told I was going to be charged." So I had to refund her half the value of the item. So from then on, I just straight up global shipping. Let them worry about it.
Well, I do. That's what I do too. So I'm actually not even going to answer him. I mean, I'll just be like, whatever. Postcard, letter, large envelope. What would that be? Package. Well, technically be a package.
Gotta have a VAT if you want to be with me.
I mean, it's 13. I'm looking at $13.75 first class. So
I was gonna say it's probably gonna be about $50.
like you said, I don't think $21 sounds that bad because I think that 21 is usually going to include all their VAT, all their VAT, and all their other taxes and import duties and customs in that. Because when global shipping forwards stuff, they use a private courier. They don't re-ship it using postal. They use something like FedEx or UPS. Those are considered private couriers, and they have all their fees and brokerage fees and all that built into it already. So like you said, $13.75, and he's going to end up having to pay, like Jim was saying, $5-10 worth of customs fees on the other end or whatever it is. And he's better off just pay the 20. You know what? Just buy it from somebody else.
Buy it from somebody in Australia.
Do what?
I said buy it from somebody in Australia.
Yeah, buy it from Joe Hill. Speaking of Joe Hill, if you're out there, quit posting dirty stuff in the Pickers group because people keep reporting it.
God, the friggin' fish getting it on was a little extreme.
I don't catch it in the middle of the night, and I wake up to reported to admin posts and stuff. So,
and it wasn't me, Joe. I didn't report it, but still.
Oh, that's so gross.
It actually tells me who it was, but I would never say that. So it was actually a couple people. Put that stuff in the happy hour.
I'm just gonna say I can tell you who it wasn't, and that would be Jim, because he likes anything like that.
Put that in Jim Bennett's group.
So I start out my day with a fish climaxing. That's fucking great. Oops, pardon the language, by the way. My filter's off this early.
It was a national moment.
That's right.
You have a filter?
Yes, I do.
No.
So, okay, stupid question. While you're on the subject of global shipping and all that, what was the item the guy had a question was talking about? Like,
What was the item? Oh, it was a just a user manual for something small.
a manual?
Huh?
A manual?
Yeah, just a small user owner
No.
manual. User's manual.
Stupid question. Why not just not ship it GPS? I mean, what's
Why not ship it?
yeah? Why
No,
not ship it
I
without?
like to ship stuff out and never hear about it again.
Oh, okay. So that's just the whole premise behind it. You just don't worry.
That's why I do global shipping. I mean, yeah, do I have a really good chance that it would get there, Mr. 257 feedback guy, and it would probably be fine, even though it would take 3 weeks to get there, yada, yada. I mean,
Why
my
would it
thing
take
is,
3 weeks?
huh?
Why would it take 3 weeks?
Because nothing's ever gotten to Australia. When I did ship on my own, I never got anything to Australia in any decent
Oh,
amount.
Australia. Okay.
But
I mean, because a manual isn't something that would break. That's
no. And I could print out the customs form and sign it and yada yada. I don't know. My thing is, for every item that I don't do that with, somebody else from the U.S. is going to buy it. Like I don't think I'm missing sales by not shipping directly internationally. You know what I mean?
I will say,
Yeah.
I thought when we went into the global shipping program, I would say, I mean, we more than doubled the amount of stuff we were shipping internationally.
When you
Which
what?
might sound crazy. When we opted into the global shipping program, we used to do our own shipping too until Jim talked about that value added tax, that thing in England.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and after we did go into the global shipping, I mean, it increased by a lot, and I don't think it's a coincidence. So I don't know if eBay then puts you up in a rank for people that shop out of the country or what.
Okay.
Do you not have global shipping program, Jason?
No, I don't use it. And in fact, I just I'm shipping something this morning to Japan. Actually, a bunch of manuals.
I've seen their rates, you know, because when you ship something with global shipping program, you can, when you go to print your packing slip, it will actually show you what they paid as far as the fees, the shipping fee. There's 2 fees, a shipping fee and like a brokerage type fee, which is kind of how Pitney Bowes makes their money off the other fee. And I've seen some prices that I know for a fact, because that's going to include all their duties and all that. You know, if their country has duty, that's going to include, that's the whole 9 yards. And I've seen a lot of those prices that really ended up being a whole lot cheaper than what I know they would have paid if I would have shipped to them directly. Does that make sense? Especially when it comes to heavier items.
To be honest, I don't really look at that myself. I mean, it is what it is. Like, but I've never had a customer say they were unhappy because of VAT or anything like that.
But
and I do state that I don't, you know, devalue the item and stuff like that, or mark it as gift because I'm a business.
But could you be selling more if you had global shipping?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good food for thought. I mean, I can't anyway because most of the stuff I'm selling is parts that aren't, you know, that aren't allowed on global shipping.
Yeah, you're in the category that doesn't always allow it. Nikki turned the camera back around the other way. I was enjoying that, and I was watching for zombies for you.
Yeah, we don't want to see you.
No, she was. She's doing. Oh my God, look at her! She's doing a donut.
She's in front of our house. What are you talking about?
There was a street sign. I didn't want to leave the street sign on.
Do it, GNR. Gun it and run it. That was from an old episode of Reno 911. He was like, GNR.
Well, actually, being all-wheel drive, it won't really do anything if she guns it.
Roll call.
She's a dog sled. Okay, no. Why are we going that way?
I was trying to
Because
show you the trees.
She veers off the road.
You're gonna show us the what? On the tree.
oh my
You see
gosh,
that
turn the
tree real
wheel.
close.
Right, left, right.
Am I the only one that that wakes up every morning and checks first thing to make sure they didn't get any negative feedback over the night?
Yeah, I do that too.
I check a couple times a day.
I mean, I check it, but not first thing when I won't wake up.
He's your tree, not mine.
Let's see, he loves that pedigree.
No.
So pretty.
And that's pretty. You're a long way from like civilization or Taco Bell.
I am. I'm starving, and the lady who has a restaurant in our little town, she stopped opening now and is closing the restaurant. And I'm just like, now where the hell am I going to eat? Well, there's another one. It's a little ways over, but I don't like those people there as much as I like the other one. But
Wow.
And you need to move down here. No snow, and we have Waffle House.
I know. You look like you'd have to like have roadkill at this point. There's nothing else for miles.
You don't have one of those gas stations that has like the good homemade biscuits? That maybe just
no, we don't. Not here. Not close by me.
Is that your driveway, Nikki?
It's like 4 miles long.
I wish my driveway was this long. No.
The road.
Oh.
So pretty and white. It's pretty when it's somewhere else.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, it always starts out that way, pretty and white, and then you get sick of it.
Mhm.
Then you walk your dog a few times.
Looks like scenes from The Shining, said Silver Hair Stacker. Why is everybody turning left there and you're going straight?
That's the
You're
driveway.
Don't do it. That's where the zombie roadblock is. Whoa. Is she drunk?
You got the wrong vehicle. You need a snowmobile for this. I'd be doing like 100 miles an hour, man.
Awaiting payment, awaiting payment. I still got this transaction hanging. That's this hard drive this guy bought. And when I look at it in my eBay and I click, hover over the $sign button, it says this item has been partially paid through PayPal. It was a $23.72 item. He paid $18.98. He didn't pay for all of it. 35 minutes the other day on the phone with eBay, and they're like, we can't figure it out. Like, wait 2 days. I don't know what, I guess just message the guy, but that's not going to help anything. I don't know what he's going to tell me. Hold on, contact buyer.
I've heard of that before, but I've never had it happen to me. I've had it happen once or twice where it went through, but they didn't pay shipping. I don't know how the hell that happens.
No, that
Oh, Larry. He says, I see enough of this white stuff. Don't need to see it here also. Well, I was just showing some of the other people that don't have snow.
What are you talking about, Larry? It's sunny and 72 here on the east side of Pennsylvania.
Craig said, Dusty, e-check for remaining balance. He didn't have.
I've already been in the I went in the PayPal transaction when it first happened. There's no e-check. It's not anything like that.
Huh.
Like literally they transferred me to 2 different departments of PayPal, and they spent 30 minutes with specialists with me on hold trying to figure out first of all, how the guy was even allowed to pay a partial and why it happened and what's going on, and they can't figure it out.
Huh.
And the guy kept coming back. He's like, I hate to say it, we can't figure out what's going on here. The only thing I can figure out is it's exactly 20% less than what the purchase price was. So either I run a lot of sales that say buy more than one, buy two or more of any item, get 20% off. It has a red banner. Either the guy saw that, decided to take 20% off himself and pay a partial, but I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can pay a partial. It used to be, I know if I invoice him and take 20% off, he can pay a partial, but I don't invoice anybody manually on anything. And the only other thing I can think of is that maybe it was on sale for 20% off and the sale somehow didn't stick. You know what I mean? The sale price didn't somehow stick to what their computer is showing that he owes.
Yeah. You didn't stop at that stop sign.
Dusty, do you require immediate payment?
Yeah, but he does best offer.
No, I don't usually on most stuff. No.
Okay, because what I'm thinking is maybe he did buy it on sale. He committed to buy it when it was on sale, and then when he actually paid for it, he paid for it after the sale had expired, and that made your PayPal snafu.
Yeah, I mean that was because what was weird because I got to look at, like I said, I got to looking at it. It's 2372 times 0.8 would be exactly what he paid. It would be $18.98, and that's what he paid.
That is odd.
And so that was eBay's answer. Well, you need to message him and find out if he's going to pay for the rest of it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the obvious answer. Yeah, but I know where this is going to go. So I messaged him just now, and I know where this is going to go. It's going to go into like this. Well, I should get 20% off, or I should, it's not. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so if I click relist, yeah, relisted at 2372. So the 18 something would have been 20. It could have been, yeah. It could have passed at exactly the same moment, or like you said, there was a glitch in there where it went off sale between the time he bought and the time he paid.
Hurry.
Actually, let me punch that item number. I don't know. My thing was if eBay can't figure it out, then I'm not going crazy. He bought the item at 5:10 p.m. He paid for the item at 5:10 p.m.
Well, that ain't it. I mean, unless it went off sale just at that moment.
That's a thought.
But on the original message that I received that says, congratulations, your item sold, get ready to ship, it says sale price $23.72.
Huh.
So what's the price difference? I'm sorry.
Exactly 20%.
Oh.
Which I really wouldn't mind sending it for. I mean, I wouldn't mind selling it for that just to get rid of it and have it done at this point. My thing is now, wow, is it a payphone? My thing is now.
And a post office mailbox.
That's my post office. Now you see why I have problems. It's a little tiny place.
And you get to park on the sidewalk there?
What?
Is that the street? I thought she was parked on the sidewalk.
I don't think anyone cares up there. Pull right up to the door.
Do whatever the hell you want.
This is my big town of Poplar. There's a post office, a gas station, a hardware store, and a grocery store. A little tiny grocery store. If you guys care.
I think it's
Where
cool.
is everybody? It looks more like not
Big.
Poplar.
It's too dang cold.
There's a sign that says lunch.
Yeah, she's closed now. She don't
Oh,
open
that's
anymore.
Oh, that hooker.
And there's a hairdressing place and a bank too. That's my town.
You got more than I do.
Are you surfing around looking for free Wi-Fi?
No, I'm looking for something to eat. My post office ain't open until 1:15, so otherwise I have to go like 10 miles up the road to another post office that's open now.
Oh, jeez. Wait, so you're gonna sit? Wait, so you're gonna sit there for what time is it there?
It's 9 o'clock.
So you're gonna sit there till 1 o'clock to wait for the post office to open instead of driving 10 more miles down the road?
No, it's actually only 5 more miles to the other one. No, I'm gonna go to the other one, but I'm stopped here at the grocery store. I'm gonna grab something to eat, hopefully.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like some cheese or something. I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at the number for that grocery store and have her paged. I'm gonna do it code Adam for Nikki.
That would be cool, Dusty.
No.
Yeah.
What did he say he was gonna do?
Nothing.
I was gonna say it should be able to find. It's probably the only grocery store within 50 miles.
Oh, wow. Now, see, why did this get relisted?
Where is it?
I'll be
You
right
can't
back.
miss her. You can't miss her. She's the only lady in there.
Legs are catching on.
And I had something else happen last night. I went to list a air purifier, and I'm like, oh, well, this is identical to the one I had before, but it doesn't. It's a different color. So I'll just go back to that other listing that I listed Sunday night. Cannot find that listing anywhere. It doesn't exist anymore.
Really?
I even went back in my eBay invoice, current invoice, and looked through all that day's training. I can't even find, where it charges you an insertion fee, and it says like insertion fee for X item, whatever. I can't find it. I'm like, I know. I remember sitting here listing that item and looking the model number up and copying the title off of Amazon.
You sure they didn't pull it? Sometimes when you pull it, you can't find period.
I was just adjusting some prices.
No.
Hmm.
Let me.
That is weird.
Maybe I could see it at this end. Like as a customer viewing your sold.
Can you find it in PayPal?
Well, they didn't pay.
Oh,
It's not. No, it hasn't been sold. It's not awaiting payment. It's not like I looked everywhere. I searched all my email. I just ended up relisting it.
Damn, those VHS tapes.
I sold almost 50 random VHS tapes that I got from the auction the other night. I bought from the little old lady I felt sorry for. I put 50 of them together, and they were various brands, and they were open. They probably had stuff pre-recorded on them. They didn't have labels or stickers on them. Some of them had the sticker sheet still down in the sleeve or whatever. And I got $72 shipped for them.
Yeah.
So used blank VHS tapes, or I called them blanks, and then said may have pre-recorded information, whatever. They actually sell. I think everybody knew that sealed VHS sells. Huh?
How many were in the lot? Just out of curiosity. How big a lot?
Right shy of 50.
Oh, okay.
So those weren't sealed. They were just.
They weren't sealed. And you know what? And when you picked the tape up and looked at them, some of them weren't, the leader wasn't, they weren't all the way at the beginning of the tape. They weren't all the way at the end. So I think some of them probably have stuff on them. People still bought them.
You never know what you'll find on those.
Were they like honeymoon movies or?
No. You're horrible.
Hot Tub Adventure?
Hot box videos.
Grandma and Grandpa in the hot tub?
No, stop.
I think you said just over 50, Dusty.
Like 40, 48.
Turtle Trader wanted to know. Yeah, I've sold the heck out of those before. I had a bunch of them that just said empty. And so that's how I sold them.
Hey Jim, the best is when you find like a 1970s version of that stuff. where like everyone has an afro, and I'm not talking about their head.
You're talking to the advanced collector in that department.
You find some with video of fish making love. Some hot aquarium pic.
Yeah, what time is it in Australia? I need to message him. So, if anybody wants to touch that subject, Stu had a question.
I really couldn't care less. They're going to do what they want to do, and sometimes you have to just change to accommodate whatever you're doing. I mean, if you have to price your stuff higher just to make ends meet or whatever, and I mean, it's not really hurting your I mean, I guess it depends on what you sell and stuff, but it's not really going to affect you that much. And that's the reason why they just, do it small bites at a time, is because they know that if they, say, well, we're going to charge you, or, we're going to charge you a final value fee of 10% or something, or 20% more, people would be leaving left and right. So, they take small bites at a time. You just have to deal with it.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I kind of vent by, I'll get like my cardboard out the back and I'll put it on the ground here and I'll start doing a little breakdance moves, let off a little steam for a few minutes, and then I'm good to go.
I have a question, and I know Dusty does this. I don't do promoted listings. So I was watching a video about it. So my question is, so when you promote a listing, like let's say something that's rare, like maybe like your Mattel doll furniture, do you promote that listing, or is there, maybe not a lot of competition, or you don't have to promote it? When do you decide to promote one? Is it one that has a lot of competition, or what do you do there?
Are you asking me?
I thought the promoting was for multiple quantities.
Promoted listings, you can only do stuff that has multiple quantities.
Yeah.
Promotions are the ones where you can do like 20% off. You buy two or more, buy one, get one free, called everything in my inventory, that kind of thing.
Right.
I add it to everything that has more than one quantity.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's only, but supposedly, and I don't know, I heard a rumor this morning that they're going to change that. eBay may change that to where it's good on one-off type items as well. Don't know. Don't know if that's true or not. Is promoted listings only for new items? No, it is not.
Nope.
I'm trying to think. Here's what I do. I set one up. It'll tell you everything you can put on one. I select all of them and then I just go with it. Oh God, y'all don't want me to go down this hole again. All right, nutshell version. What do we think of eBay's changes? They do this every spring, and they have for many, many, many years. Things change. Inflation happens. Gas prices go up. Things change in this world, and every year it's the same. The sky is falling. It's been the same way since 1998. Jason and I were talking about that yesterday. There was one point, we couldn't remember when, where eBay changed a whole bunch of stuff, and I can't remember, somewhere in the mid-2000s, and everybody's like, we're going to leave. We're leaving. We're all going. Y'all go check out eCrater. It's where the future is, or, whatever stupid website. And we were all like, okay. And you know what? Just realize that things are going to change. I mean, eBay's operating costs have changed because things go up. Labor prices go up. Electricity goes up. Real estate goes up. You can't, somebody put it best yesterday in a post, you can't not expect them to not pass that along somehow. I think the way that they did it, by taking away a discount, which in my opinion was already a pretty generous discount, that 20% off of your final value fees for top rated seller. So they took part of it away, At the end of the day, when you look at the actual numbers of what that means of that extra 10% being taken away, it's less than 1%. That's more than in line with whatever. I think people are putting too much emotion into it. I saw a lot of posts that said they're punishing us. They're punishing you for being a top. Okay, you know what?
We've been oppressed.
Just seriously, yeah, like damn the man. And I mean, quit taking things personal. It's business. You know what? It's still the #1 e-commerce website, number 1 or 2. I don't know where. It depends on what you're selling, really, between eBay and Amazon. And you know what? Just it's been that way. Like I said, for the last 20 years, every time it happens, people, we're going to leave, whatever. I'm sitting back going, you know what? So they made it a little bit tougher to become top-rated seller. I'm going to try harder to maintain top-rated seller because I'm going to have less competition now. Good. I hope everybody leaves. Everybody can leave and everybody can go over to Bonanza. And then it'll just be Dusty left on eBay and I'll sell all my stuff.
Well, Dusty, you said it's they pass the expenses through to us. Well, actually, we don't pay any of those fees if you look at it, unless you're operating at a consistent loss. Your customer pays those fees because it's the money we're paid for our product that we in turn pay our fees with. So it is a pass through. It's like a corporate tax. The corporation doesn't pay the tax. The consumer pays the tax, and that's what it's going to be in this case. You're going to slightly raise your prices, or prices are going to slightly go up. We're just going to pass these through the eBay buyers. It's really not a fee that we pay.
Right.
The problem is not everyone will conform to that set price range, because there's so many individual people. It's not like just a couple of companies.
Well, to stay in business, you got to make money. You got to charge enough to make money. That's
right.
The next thing about capitalism.
Get it.
At the end of the day, if you're buying your stuff right, and you're buying your stuff right, you're buying it for the right price, which hopefully in this business, unless you're, I don't know, drop shipping new product from one venue to the next or something, or some drop shipping business model. But I mean, I think the majority of the people watching are probably the majority. I think the majority of everybody on this panel is doing either auction acquired items or, thrift store or yard sale acquired items. And the profit margins there are so tremendous that you should be making money. That's nutshell version. You should be making money, and to absorb a 1% loss, which is not out of line with a cost of living type, inflation increased kind of thing. This shouldn't be a big deal. But I think I get upset, and that's why I went off for I don't know, a little over 2 hours yesterday until Sally finally out of bed.
Wait, hold on. You sold that underwear?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was one of Tristan's find at a thrift store. So, I think for me, it's I get upset because I hear it gets old. It gets really old. At some point, and I know there's always going to be new people coming into this business, and we all started out as new people. But I think if you have a mentality of things aren't fair, or this is so awful and it's not fair to us that if that's your mentality on things, you're going to have a really, really hard time in this business. You're really probably going to struggle because you're taking things way too personal, and you can't take things personal in business.
That's so true.
I agree.
By the way, does anyone know what the timestamp is on the video right now? I want to go back later and watch Val dance again.
When was she dancing today?
During your thing a few minutes ago, when you were discussing she's in the background dancing it up.
Nikki laughed.
I wouldn't know because
I don't think you can tell, right, when it's live? Or can
no, you can't because it's a negative number.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm looking there, yeah.
Queen City Picker said 114.
Oh, well, thank you. Much appreciated, buddy.
Appreciate you.
What'd you say?
And at the
I
end of the
sold
day,
the body shaper.
Oh, cool.
oh, cool.
What happened with the cops? Did we have any cops? I'm not sure one.
No cops here. I didn't do nothing.
Well, at the end of the day, 10 to 12% to sell on somebody else's website where they do all the marketing, all the advertising, all the payment processing, et cetera, et cetera. That's really not on a well-established website. That's not a whole lot.
Yeah, marketing is insane if you're trying to do it on your own.
But that's again, I think a lot of people don't comprehend that. You know, have never worked for a company before, maybe have never seen what real marketing looks like, seen what advertising costs look like. You know, it's a bargain. I mean, I remember, and I hate to be that guy that talks about the old days, but like I remember when they, you know, did away with money orders and pretty much forced everybody into PayPal, and everybody, I'm not taking electronic. That's not safe. And what I mean, and when you look back at that now, that's kind of like what this is now. It's like really, you know,
I forgot.
I'm leaving. I'm going to start my own website because that way, you know, money orders are the way of the future. You know, it's like, really, okay, go for it. You know, where are those people now?
And silver dimes will buy you bread during the apocalypse.
Next, we'll go to like a voucher system. It won't even be like money order.
I get to go to the post office today.
Ooh.
Ew.
Yeah, I got to pick up that certified from that guy off Gun Broker that sent me the money order.
What happens if you miss it 3 times? You have to pick it up.
She didn't redeliver it. I was here all day yesterday, and she didn't bring it back. So I'm assuming after the 2 missed delivery attempts, which is fine.
Ours only does it once. She gives us one try. If we're not here, she have to go to the post office to pick it up. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey Jim, are snowmobiles street legal up there?
On certain streets. You have to be a designated trail. Like the road I live on, you can run snowmobiles on, but it has to be a road that's a designated trail. You can go along a county highway. I got busted for this for being on the shoulder. But if you're up in the ditch line, then you can go along a county highway or something. But you got to be pretty far off the road.
Oh, okay.
That's how it is here too.
You know? I got busted. I was running a county highway. I mean, they tagged me for like $250 on that.
Wow. What kind of sled you got?
We sold all ours. I used to have an Arctic Cat F7.
Okay.
We want to move somewhere warmer, so we went through and sold all the snowmobiles. It was a good sled. I mean, I'm sure, well, that'd be a 2004. I'm sure Arctic Cat has a better sled now. But I will say it was a fast sled, and it was caddy, too. I liked it. It was fun.
Was it one of the more modern ones where you're sitting is like sloped towards the steering wheel?
No, well, it had a short, like mountain seat on it, but it wasn't sloped towards the handlebars.
Okay.
But it had good suspension on the front end. It had big Fox shock in the back on the suspension rail. So, I mean, it could handle some pretty rough trail, and it had pretty good suspension in the front. It was fun.
Cool.
It was fast, but I'll say my husband we had multiple. We had a lot of snowmobiles. He had a 1989 650 Wildcat, and I would say because it was a little bit, that sled was almost a little bit faster than even that F7. It was so much lighter. I mean, it was like riding a rocket on skis, but it was a bit faster than that F7.
When you get over 70, you couldn't steer. So, I mean, you could go 100 miles an hour, but you better not have to turn because the skis aren't doing anything because they're not really even touching the ground. Everything's riding on the track, so it just goes in a straight line. So that's a little weird. And when you punched it, you could actually feel yourself slide backwards on the seat. you're actually kind of holding on to the handlebars because you're actually the snowmobile's trying to shoot out from underneath you. It's a weird feeling.
Huh. Interesting. I crashed one once pretty good. Friggin' I was up on this trail and it was at night and I was approaching a curve and the friggin' headlight went out. And I had to like guess the curve and I didn't quite make it. I bent the whole front ski right up.
I had an Arctic Cat that I was trying to jump, and I bent the one ski post. So now you only had one ski would touch the ground, so you could turn to the left real good, but you couldn't really turn to the right anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, we've crashed a few. We had a lot of fun with them.
I'll tell you, I haven't done it in a few years, and my last trip left me a little bit nerve-wracked or whatever. Friggin' we were on these really modern ones at the time. This was maybe 6 years ago. And they were the ones that slope, the more modern ones. And
yeah.
That sucker was fast. But the way we were, the place we were at, the only way to get to the trails is you had to cross this lake. And the problem was it was late in the season in February. And it was melting in a lot of spots. And you had to like go through parts of the lake that were like a couple of inches of water on the surface.
Yeah.
And that's some scary shit.
And you and don't let off the throttle when you do it.
No, that I learned.
You'll hydroplane if you stay on the throttle, but then if you let off, that's when you get a little bit of that sink feeling, depending on how much water you got, and then your clutch will get wet,
Uh-huh. Yeah. And after doing that a couple of times, going back and forth, man, I haven't gone since. Not because of that, really, because I just haven't had the chance. But I just remember it was rough.
We gave it up because we've decided we're going to move somewhere warmer. So we went through and sold all the snowmobiles. And my husband used to collect vintage snowmobiles too. So probably at one time we had like 150 snowmobiles between the ones we rode because he believes in redundancy. So we'd always have like going into the season like 10 running snowmobiles because the thing with snowmobiles is they break down, and in the middle of winter when it's cold is not when you want to fix them. So we always had like backups so that we could, because we hit it pretty hard. But we went through and sold them all.
I had 170 when I moved here.
Or whatever.
So it was closer to 250. Just I'm not bragging, but it's a fact.
My favorite one was the Skidoo SP. I think it was like the late 80s.
Yeah, Skidoo makes a good sled. We had a Blizzard. We had a 9500 Blizzard, which that thing was fast too, and it looked cool. It would have been like an 82. It's kind of a desirable one for like people that are into vintage snowmobiles and stuff.
It was 80.
Oh, was it an 80?
Yeah.
And then we had that 84 was their 25-year anniversary. We had a tin cab Skidoo we picked up. It would have been a 1961. We paid $50 for it, and it was really rusty and stuff. And when we decided to sell those snowmobiles, $2,400 for that one. I think there was only like 1,200 of those made, Jim.
Yeah, 1,200. And the running board on the one side where you put your feet didn't exist on one side. I mean, that's how
it was in a junk pile, just really rusted out, engines all seized up. I had a lot of people like try just to buy the brass plate off of it, and that when we sold it whole, we got like almost $2,500 for that thing.
Yeah, some guy from Canada bought it. He sent a trucker out here to pick it up.
Huh. Yeah, I know some of the real old ones can command some big money, even in parts.
Yeah. A lot of ours, we did part out quite a few too, just because they were worth more in parts. And you could take an engine and throw it in a crate and ship it. So.
Right. Cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to drift from reselling.
Snowmobile.
Well, there's money in reselling snowmobiles.
That's true. Snowmobile parts do seem to do pretty good when it's in season.
Yeah.
Or if you live in Canada, I guess. It's good all year.
Well, honestly, I mean, not that we would have, but if we would have taken a lot of the sled parts with us, I mean, I could have shipped them out of Kentucky just as easy as shipping them out of Wisconsin. It don't matter to me. All I got to do is put it in a crate, and you pay the money, I'll ship it anywhere.
What state are you guys moving to?
We want to move to Kentucky.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
We want to be close to the global shipping.
No.
That's a good way to base your move.
No. No, he would move to Florida. I have horses, and I said before I die, I showed saddlebreds when I was younger. If you go into Kentucky, that's like the home state for saddlebred shows, blah blah blah. So I was saying, let's go down there. I'd be right in the region for what I want to do, and we're half the distance to Florida.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's on your agenda today, Dusty? Post office, what else?
Post office. Tristan's got to get hair stuff done. So it's raining. I don't feel like getting out, but I think I might go explore. Because I've kind of caught up. Well, not really. I mean, if you look behind me, you'd be like, no, you're not. I mean, this is kind of like odds and ends space filler stuff. But I like the stuff I bought Sunday when I dug through that house and got those air purifiers and stuff. I mean, I'm pretty much
caught up.
I think there's 4 air purifiers still in the dining room that I need to clean up and list. But other than that, I'm kind of caught up on all that.
Okay.
So I don't know. I might find something to get into. I said I was going to stay in the house all week. You know, like, oh, it's supposed to rain. Like, that got old after like 2 days.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm working on getting into some restaurant equipment.
Oh, how you doing on that online auction?
There ain't that many bids right now because it doesn't end till like the 8th or the 10th. Damn it.
Are you buying all that restaurant equipment so that you can make food because there's no places to eat over there?
Are you buying it legally, or are you breaking into that lady's place and taking everything since she's not there anymore?
Oh, wait, she left the van. Never mind. Oh, she's back in.
What is that 1,000 listing challenge?
Oh, look, she's got her.
No.
You had your ass hand again.
Huh?
You had your ass hand again in the camera.
No, I'm gonna buy some restaurant equipment to sell.
Oh, okay.
What, Dusty?
What's a 1,000 listing challenge?
Oh, that's Valerie's special challenge for herself.
I have my personal. It's a personal challenge. I'm gonna list 1,000 listings in a month.
Like 33 a day or something?
Yep.
When I was at the grocery store, I found that there's a new restaurant that reopened. So I'm gonna go here and have some food. And I lost internet when I was at the post office, and I had to come up on the hill, and I got service again. And that's when I lost you guys. Anyways, I got here at this restaurant. They got free Wi-Fi.
Nice. Well, I figured by now you should know all the spots in the area.
Or
That'll all put back in the ground. Yeah, I didn't know if we split it in 2 boxes. All right.
I'll be lucky. You know, that might be over.
Nikki, is that actually a minivan or is that a full-size van?
Well, I lifted it, so I could.
It's a minivan. It's a Chevy Astro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because if it weighs 125, the crate's going to weigh at least 25. So you're over 150 now. You're free.
Yeah.
Little Train should set up in the van, making a food truck of smoked fish. That's bad.
You need one of those pop-up camper models. This way I don't have to go back in the house.
I'm hoping someday soon my life will slow down and I won't have to leave the house anymore much. Like right now, my husband drives a Stratus, a Dodge Stratus, but it's got low profile tires, so in the wintertime it's terrible on the roads. And so in the summertime he'll be able to drive his car again. So I won't have to be in town all the time.
Drive the Dodge Stratus.
What was that from?
What was that?
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
I don't know. It sounds like something like Zoolander, maybe.
No, it was a Saturday Night Live skit with Will Ferrell.
Oh, it's not even a movie? Now you're quoting skits? How am I supposed to remember a skit?
You know what?
Remember that skit back in like 92?
We don't quote
Saturday
comedy
Night
here.
Live quotes count as movie quotes because they're classics.
It's not just that show. I mean, I remember some real good classics on like In Living Color. Homie, don't play that, yo.
Homie the clown, don't mess around.
One of my favorites was that guy that he was homeless and he lived in a cardboard box. And
Yeah.
he pulled out his bathroom and it was like a big pickle jar. Bathroom.
I like Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, that's
Let me tell
insane.
you something.
I tell you, I shine Titan.
We always call my Jack Russell Fire Marshal Bill when her lip gets stuck up on her teeth. Anyways, if them prices don't go overboard, I should be able to get into some good restaurant equipment to sell
Yeah.
on that online auction. But the problem is it's an online auction, and like Tara says, anybody that's got an ass can bid on it. It's hard to get good deals on those.
Where would you put it?
Yeah, you're mostly looking at like the smaller stuff, like the mixers and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at a big floor mixer though, one that stands on the floor.
I'll look like some good money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some other stuff too. I don't have my notes with me, but I'm hoping to get into that. But there's a live auction coming up in March, so if nothing else, I might be able to snag some stuff there. I used to get that stuff all the time at auctions, different businesses going out of business and stuff, and I did really well with that kind of stuff.
I sold some this fall. I got a bunch of small stuff. I told you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love when these schools go out of business and these businesses go out.
I have a bunch of these, and I don't know if they have them at your auction. Those commercial dishwasher racks, which usually they don't go for anything. Actually, they do okay on eBay too.
Yeah, I remember doing well with like a big Hobart mixer that I got at like a school auction once.
Yeah.
Hobart is actually in Duluth, Minnesota. It was in Duluth, Minnesota. Where I'm from. Anyways, yeah, I've sold them big Hobart mixers, those big Hobart meat slicers, and
Oh yeah,
yeah, them are nice.
They're like big bandsaws.
Yeah, and that's another. There's a big meat saw or big meat slicer that I'm looking at too, and
That'd be good to cut up those bodies.
There you go.
Okay,
That's
maybe
Dexter.
I'll save it.
That's
Maybe
what
I'll
they did
save
with
it for
Sopranos.
the apocalypse.
Play some extra.
Now it looks like the winter's been pretty slow, and my favorite auctioneer, he's been really sick right now. There's no Thursday night auction, and so I've been kind of in a listing slump because I'm not going to get new stuff. That gets me excited. Anyways, it's coming up where businesses and stuff, and that's where I make a lot of my money. And I like the live auctions better than the online auctions. I never seem to do very well in the online auctions. The live auctions better than the online auctions. I never seem to do very well in the online auctions.
Waka 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 waka.
Hey, Bob.
Better than the online auctions.
Good morning.
Very well.
Hey, Barb.
You made it.
Yeah.
It worked. I don't know what's up with those things. Sometimes they'll work and sometimes they won't.
Yeah, it took like 5 tries. No, you're not coming in. That's it. You banned.
I got a stupid easy street song stuff in my head.
My God, I thought Nikki was like wrestling an elephant.
God, it's a bear! Run!
In the little box, below, it looked like it was massive.
He's only about 65 pounds.
Oh, okay.
I got 6 items left to ship. And let's see how many pieces of copy paper I have left.
Oh, that's right. You're running low.
Yep. Which I could be taking these out and sticking back in and printing on the other half, but I think I've got enough left. Of course, one item didn't sell till today, so technically that doesn't have to go out till tomorrow, so that one can wait. So that leaves me 5 items. That's another thing I need to do today. There's a whole case of paper at the warehouse I need to go get. A couple reams of paper. I need to get bubble wrap.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking through, people's listings, and I just glanced. I noticed this one seller's name. It's eBay Rocks. That's cool.
Ten of those. Oh boy. 16.
Some of these names are quite funny if you glance at them when you're scrolling down the listings.
Here, I thought I was going to get out of going to town today, but I forgot I had a freaking FedEx package, so now I got to go to town. Even though I saw a FedEx guy at the grocery store, if I would have realized, I would have just given it to him. Maybe I'll go to another thrift store today and find weird shit.
You said you don't do well with those, right, Nick? You said you don't do well with those, right?
You're breaking up really bad, Nikki.
Here.
Really bad. Like we're
Occasionally,
catching
but yeah, not usually.
We can't hear you.
It's really bad.
All we heard was.
I know. It was like slow mo.
It was like catching every other syllable.
Like Bill Cosby talking about Jello pudding pops. In the window down the door.
I love the pudding pop.
I don't know where that came from.
Is that better?
Yep.
Much, much better.
I'm not even sure what you really said.
I have no clue.
Well, I think thrift stores, Blackberry Thistle Tea said that's the thing about thrift stores, hit or miss. It just depends on where you live. I mean, if you're in an area like Nikki's in a small town, you got to think about, okay, so who's going to be if it's the kind of thrift store where they depend solely upon donated stuff. If you're in a small town, there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff being donated. You know, like, okay, Sally lives in a town that has a really high influx of like people during the summer for the lake. So they're probably going to have really nice lake houses. So they're probably going to have decent donations certain times a year. It's just, for us personally, I mean, our thrift stores, I just don't like them because they look everything up and they don't leave any meat on the bone.
Yes,
I have a pretty good one. It's about 5 miles away, and it's a little bigger town than what Everest is, and you know, it's not the greatest, but their prices are pretty low, and they're pretty. You know, you can definitely make a profit off of a lot of the things that they sell. So I like to go there.
But I think you have to define thrift store too, because you know, a thrift store, a mom and pop junk store, I don't consider a thrift store, but that's just me.
Now, what's the difference between a junk store and a thrift store?
I mean, a thrift store is a place that depends. To me, my definition. I mean, there's really not. It's just my terminology. But smart ass. But
I knew someone was going to ask anyway, so I figured I would.
Did you see that look? Holy crap.
He's getting pissed at me.
It's like, leave me alone. I'm trying to get my shit done.
Well, no, I only live about 10 or 15 miles from Duluth. So, and Duluth is a town, or is a city of about 89,000 or something like that. So, I mean, you know, we've got a couple Goodwills, a couple Salvation Armies, excuse me, and that's about it for thrift stores. And well, there's one that's a Catholic thrift store. And actually, today is Wednesday, so there might be they have a sale on, but that's a Catholic one, excuse me, they get a lot of donations from the richer part of Duluth. So sometimes you can find stuff there, but like Dusty said, I almost called you Rusty. Like Dusty said,
Rusty Dusty.
like Dusty said, they must look everything up because you can't get any good deals anymore. I mean, 3-4 years ago, I used to get all kinds of stuff. Even a couple of years ago, I used to get all kinds of stuff at the thrift stores. Because I used to do that in the wintertime because the auctions aren't very plentiful in the wintertime. But yeah, lately they've been looking stuff up. They won't budge either.
Yeah.
And that can, and it can vary. I mean, just don't assume because a place sucks that it's always going to suck. I mean, keep checking them out every now and then, because especially with places like nonprofits that have, volunteers come, like the Catholic one, probably has the little old ladies coming in, helping to sort the stuff, and they're coming in on a volunteer basis, and one of them passes away or one of them quits volunteering there, and a new one comes in, and she's not going to have as good of an eye. She's not going to catch everything. So, I mean, definitely check your places. But if you're finding overall over and over and over again that the stuff sucks, then just kind of write that off your list and find somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, is that like all of mine, they that they check prices, but there's stuff that they don't catch.
Right.
There's definitely stuff like that.
But I've seen stores. There are stores that don't miss anything.
Yeah.
Like even to the point of where they put stuff in the display case that's not worth anything because it's shiny and pretty, and you're like, why did you do it?
Yeah.
So it just depends. I mean, it's different. It's different for everybody.
I even got ones that have mannequins, or even I have one that has mannequin heads for hats. So they'll have like a whole wall of like hats on these mannequin heads.
Oh yeah, I got 5 pieces of paper left and 3 labels. Shit.
Just for that, I'm gonna go into your store and buy a couple of things.
Good, because I'm gonna combine them all together. That's the only one. I'll go scrounge up a piece of paper from somewhere.
Wait, I have 3 accounts, so.
I don't care. I'll copy the tracking number from the first one and put it on the other 2.
Damn.
Well, that's me. I can't even remember the last time I went to a thrift store, but I do like our Restore. I find quite a bit of stuff at our Restore.
Like Habitat Restore?
Yeah. And
I like ours.
but they look stuff up too. I mean, they've started getting expensive too now. They got a manager who is always looking stuff up. But I still get my light shades there pretty cheap. Those glass light shades that I sell all the time. And the other thrift stores, like I said, I can't remember the last time before yesterday that I was at one. Because, yeah, they're just so dang expensive. But occasionally you can go in there and find something that they don't think is worth anything,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do it too, when we get boxes of stuff, and there's that one item in that box that you don't think is worth anything, and sure enough, you look it up and it is, I mean, I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter how good they are, sometimes they'll always slip up here and there. But it's kind of like, do you want to waste the time going to a place that you have to, I don't know, hunt for just this
You're literally
one item?
a haystack.
Yeah.
That's my thing with it. Like our Salvation Army, if you do find the item they missed, it's going to be 1 out of 1,000 items.
Right.
That's the way it is here, and that's usually the only time I go to the thrift store is like if I'm hanging out in town and I'm bored or whatever, don't have anything better to do, then it gives me something to do. But and I mean, like, their prices aren't terrible if you're buying stuff for yourself too. So sometimes I go in there and I find something I want, and the prices aren't that bad if I'm buying it for myself,
Nikki needs like a drive-through thrift store.
What?
Nikki needs a drive-through thrift store. Like you just pull up to the window.
And it depends on what you're selling too. Like I don't do like, okay, I'll use our Salvation Army as an example. If I do happen to go in there, I will literally glance at the houseware stuff because I don't really do. I mean, and when I say glance, they have like a wall of appliances. I know what I'm interested in. So I don't sell Keurigs. I don't part out Keurigs. Keurig market is kind of like for what they're going to price them at versus what they're going to sell for. There's just not any money there. I don't do toasters and coffee. But now if my eye is caught by like, hey, there's a really high-end DeLonghi freaking 5-head cappuccino machine, then obviously, yeah. Pots and pans, I'll kind of skim through them. But, you know, there's some money in Calphalon. A lot of stores miss Calphalon. But then you've also got, okay, somebody donated it. Is the bottom of it warped? Is it all jacked up? Is the Teflon all scratched? Is it, you know, and then typically even on stuff like that, they'll have price. So my experience has been like, skip all that. I don't do glassware. I'll glance at coffee mugs, just kind of looking for anything unusual or rare. But that's about it. But I can literally, that whole fourth of the store, I can just skim through in about 30 seconds because that's not the kind of stuff I sell. Now, for somebody out there that was into selling coffee mugs and didn't mind selling, you know, the cheaper low dollar, the $7.99 shipped ones or whatever, I mean, yeah, there's probably some money to be made, but that's just not my thing. So, and I don't do clothing, so I'll glance at my size clothing to see if there's anything good that I need.
I always check the artwork.
I will glance at artwork.
Yeah.
And then I'll usually go over to like the electronics because they might have missed some vintage electronics or stuff like that. But, you know.
Well, for example, like yesterday, I went into the Salvation Army and they had a Wagner cast iron pan and they wanted $20 for it. And the thing was just roached, you know. I mean, it would have to definitely be like Terminal 99 did that electrolysis. It definitely would need that, you know. But
I sell Keurigs. I sell Keurigs all the time. I get them cheap and I flip them quick.
What about the coffee on the Keurigs? How's that?
You take it apart and you just rinse it out, clean it up.
No. I mean the K cups.
I don't take those.
Oh, okay.
I just get the Keurigs for so cheap here, you know, in my Goodwill, and I get the newer one, the ones with the HD screen. I can get something for $6.99 and flip it for $50. Well, I do it all day long.
How cheap are you getting a Keurig though?
$6.99, $7.99.
And what are they selling for?
Yeah, $6.99, $7.99.
No, how much you selling it for?
Depends on the model. Anything between 70 to 40.
40 to 70.
Well, and if I've gotten a Keurig before I made like 30 or 40 bucks off of it.
Breaking up really bad again.
You know, like
Why you guys let her talk like that? I feel bad for being the only one that tells her. I can't stand it though. I want to know what she says. Testes, testes.
You better?
Talk, Nikki.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better, Nikki.
Anyways, I was saying, you know, like I've gotten a broken Keurig before for $1 and I've parted it out and I've made, you know, 30, 40 bucks off of it. You know, if I find them like that, I don't mind picking them up and parting them out because those parts, they sell fast, you know, within a week, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parts do good too. And plus, if you contact Keurig and you try to replace something, they make you jump through hoops. So if somebody's looking for a particular part, it's just easier to go on eBay and order it from there, and they probably get it faster as well.
Yeah.
You know, if I go look at my storage shed, I've got about 4 of those Oster Kitchen Center things, and those are worth complete. They're worth like 40 or 50 bucks.
People love their coffee, and if they get used to a certain machine, they have a hard time of going to something else. So they
Yeah.
rather replace it or get the parts they need for it and continue using the same machine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if I don't find appliances cheap, I don't pick them up. But if I find appliances cheap, you know, like at the auction and stuff, you can get them for like $1 or whatever, and then you can part them out, and they're pretty reasonable then. But at the thrift stores, they're way too expensive. I mean, like I was looking yesterday, there was an espresso machine there that maybe you might get $20 for, and they wanted like $8.99 for it. You know, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy.
Mine's not that expensive. Like, usually they're around between $1.99 and probably $5. I know we bought one of those meat grinders before, and we paid $8 for it, which we got a good return on that. It's been probably about a year ago since we did that, though. I don't remember exactly how much we got for it, but it was a good return.
Was it a hand meat grinder?
Yes.
And you got a good return on it?
Yeah.
I've always found those things don't sell.
They're heavy as hell. And obviously they looked it up, and that's probably why it was 8 and not, 2 or 3. And I think, I can't remember exactly how much we got on it, but I think it was almost 25 or 30, if not 40. I cannot remember, but we got a good return on it. And they paid a massive amount in shipping. Something weighed like 10 pounds.
All right, guys, we've been on for 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the show up for today.
Are you going to go list, Valerie?
I think I've got 20 drafts already, so I'm going to start taking pictures and getting those live. So go 33.
Get it done.
That's awesome.
Bang a gong.
Huh?
Get it on. Yeah.
Get it on, bang a gong. Never mind. I just dated myself again.
Yeah.
You old man.
Took me a minute, but I got it.
I'm going to go eat at this new restaurant.
Now you feel guilt for using the Wi-Fi?
That's the least I can do after I
All
stole
right,
their
you
Wi-Fi.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, bright and early.
Bye.
See you later.
Peace.